calibration. Oh, which means it's gonna be off for everything else. Um, so is this based on physics or is it based on process?
I've got this game where I can
She's the sidekick, wagging her tail. In the land of pixels, she'll never fail. Gamers unite under Christmas lights. In this corner of Twitch, everything's alright. 8-bits of cheer, Sophie's near. Building worlds with holiday gear. Streaming loud, let the joy ignite. Christmas coding with 8-bitsabyte.
Good morning, everyone. 8-Bits here with new music for loading in, right? Had to switch over because, you know, the holidays. And of course, yes. Hi, Sophie. Oh, all right. So I was away for the week because of work. So I was in Nashville. Got back late Friday night. And yeah, totally was just not up for streaming yesterday. So that's why I wasn't here. But Bamboozled, it is great to see you. And oddly enough, I'm wearing the shirt today. How are things been with you? Just sit, Sophie. Oh, I know. Trying to remember everything that I do, right? I know. I forgot some music. Let me get that up and running. But, and speaking of music, Nashville, I enjoy going there, right? I mean, I only go there for work. So I was there about a week, and it's not bad, right? The place called the Boardwalk, I think the Broadway, is like, I don't know how to describe it. Mini Vegas, right? Lights everywhere, tons of bars straight down the row, restaurants, but then it also has like all these places have live music, right? But the music was like super, super loud. I'm just old. So it was just overly loud. We ate at some place called Jelly Rolls, named after the singer Jelly Roll, because it's his place. It would have been cool if he was there, but not this week. The music, though, I mean, like, it was good. It was just really loud. You couldn't hear anyone. I was not quite impressed by the food, right? I think it's really just kind of like a drinking place, and the food comes secondary. But I don't know. It was all right. A couple of the places, though, I did eat had really good food. Had like lots of burgers and steak all week, so it was cool. All right. Well, obviously, I switched over all my panels, did all kinds of stuff for the holidays, so it's throwing me off a little bit because I look and I see something totally different, and I'm like, why is it like that? Oh yeah, I did it. We're gonna put some chiptune stuff on. All right. During this last week, what games has everyone been playing? Yesterday, I was playing Soulframe. So that was a lot of fun. I forget what number, like, we're in like Prelude 4, 5, or something like that, right? So, available on streams right now is if you watch it, you can get a key to get in. You've been playing Arc Raiders. You brought Metroid Prime. You already bought Metroid Prime 4. Nice. But haven't dipped into it. Gotcha. Yeah, I have Arc Raiders as well. I was going to play a little bit yesterday, but decided no, I'm just going to play some Soulframe. And what else? Oh, Outer Worlds. That's the one. I played a little bit of the Outer Worlds 1 as well. But outside of that, I was traveling. I didn't have like a personal laptop with me. I did bring my Switch, but never even got to it because we were busy all day long with work stuff and then went out afterwards because I'm virtual and my whole team is. So this was the first time that most of us got to meet each other in person. Guild Wars Reforged. Nice. I haven't been on Guild Wars in probably at least 2 weeks. I also need to log into Dune probably today. It's probably right after stream. Because I think this weekend is when my power stuff runs out. Or it's getting close, right? You also got Crackdown 1 working without any audio issues on Zenith. Nice. Yeah, there's always cool games, right? And I'm thinking about getting this Octopath Traveler is out, but it's out like it's on the Switch. I'm thinking about getting it for it. I do like the game. And outside of that, I don't think there was any releases, like big releases over this last week. Yeah. I think that was kind of it. So is there anything... Oh, wait. Okay, here. Ashes of Creation comes out in a couple of days. Is this actually being released? Is this the release date? Yeah. All right, so 12/10 is the release date, right? Let's pause the music here. All right. I have been watching this. Who was playing it? Pirate Software was playing this for a while, and watching a couple other people play it. It looks really good. I don't know if there's a price, like what the price is going to be on this, but it's an MMO with it primarily PvP again in this. I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, you're gonna say it's probably like $100, probably. But I guess we'll see. It doesn't say on here, so I guess we'll just wait. But it's an MMO, right? And it has a lot of PvP elements into it, which is why they call it. It's just set for online PvP. I don't know if there's like a PvE environment to it or options, but it's one of those games, right? Has the studio made any... They sound familiar. Intrepid Studios? So they only have one game listed in Steam, though. Let's see. Has Intrepid Studios made any other game? No. All right. I was wrong. Intrepid Studios is primarily known for the development of one title, Ashes of Creation. There you go. So this is going to be their first game they're opening with. Yeah. I like MMOs. I don't like MMOs that are primarily set with PvP. I just don't. Especially ones that if you lose all your stuff, which brings me to Arc Raiders. If I do it in solo, it's fine. Everybody likes to talk, right? You're like, hey, how you doing? Friendly, that kind of stuff. you generally do not get killed much by players in Arc Raiders as solo. If I go to trio, like a trio group, so group of 3, it is like all out warfare, and you just die. So there's that. The other thing I've noticed is PC players are not playing it for PvP as much. It's coming from the consoles. So if you don't want PvP inside Arc Raiders, it's probably a good one to turn off. Like turn off whatever it's called, joint play or something, right? All right. I think we should drop into our game dev here. So let me switch over, drop this, turn this on. Get the music back on. All right. So far in this RPG, this is the world, right? This is the overview map of everything. We're getting there. Time constraint is definitely tough in this game, right? I gave myself 3 months to try to do this. We have like 1 month left. So, it would have been exactly at the end of the year had I not gone away for the week last week, and I'll be away for the week of Christmas. So it pushes it back like 2 weeks into the new year, roughly. But we're getting there. I have lots of design work to do still. Now, where was I? Right before I left, I worked on some of the attack sequencing, right? So we're going to run the game real quick. Let's make sure everything starts up. Hi, Sophie. Kellar, good morning. How have you been? Good morning. Am I ready to release our WoW killer? Yes. I know you're anticipating the impact on your bank account. I am. I've already notified the bank that there'll be an influx of money, and it's perfectly natural. So we're all set there. Right? All right. So we started inside the pub. I now have NPCs wandering around in here. They yell at you, right? So they're like, get over here. Hey, you, that kind of stuff. I do need to make it so that their window or little text box is a little bit smaller on it, but for now, it's fine. So we are going to go back to go to town. There's my sheep. I like putting the sheep into multiple games now. And we have some NPCs wandering around in town. And of course we put 2 enemies here to test, right? So we're going to go fight this guy. When you fight him, currently it's always set to 3. So it'll span out into 3 different enemies. But it's going to be between 1 to 3 enemies. Calvert, you were playing with GameMaker over the last few days. You really like the workflow over Godot, but it's not replacing Unity anytime in this lifetime. No, probably not. All right. We have our buttons, right? I was working on this one, the red one, to make it look a little bigger. I guess I should have paid attention and made this a little bigger while we're talking about it. That might help, right? So, we have all our buttons. We have the blue one is a light attack. The red one is a heavy attack. Then we have yellow is run away. And we have defend. I need to swap those positions. But I made the red one a little bit bigger compared to the others. And I think the others are going to become the same size, so they're all uniform. But so when you attack, no damage is being dealt right now. But right now, they go through the round, right? So you can see it all. And they move. So the idea now is when you attack, your energy bar drops down. So you can see the energy here, right? And thank you for the follow. 2, which it's not perfect. This is what I was working on right before I left for work for the week, right? When you hit defend, it will automatically put you back in, replenish some of your energy. Gives you a boost in defense. But you skip your turn when that happens. That's why when I pressed it, all the enemies ran their turn. And then we're gonna make a backpack. I think my backpack looks more like a face than it does like a backpack. So I need to fix that. I don't know why. It looks like a face. I see it, and that's all I can think of now, and I need to fix that. But that's it. So the idea is you have light attack, takes away energy, right? You have heavy attack, takes away energy. When you do these, it runs your attack, then it runs the enemies. I do want to get it so that they go one by one, not... Oh, they are kind of still doing it. Okay. I need to slow it down a little bit. So, yeah, we get it. You go in, you defend for a turn, and you replenish some of your energy. And then, like I said, I'm going to have 2 things to it. I'm going to make it so that you have quick bar here, and those items you'll be able to use at the same time that you are doing an attack, right? So you can be able to grab it. It's like grabbing something off your belt. But if you open the backpack, you're going to skip your turn. Because that's like pulling a backpack off your bag off your back, having to sit there and open it and look through it. So if you do that, you're going to skip your turn. The idea is you have stuff on your quick bar. It's only going to be like 3 items maybe, or maybe even 2. I don't know. But that way you can do like grab a piece of food or health potion or something, right? And that's kind of how this is working. And welcome in, Fuzzy. How you doing today? All right. So I think we want to work on this. So when I go into attack, it's supposed to get rid of this, right? I need the energy ball defense thing to move with the player. So we're going to try to work on some of that, I think. And then maybe start adding in some damage. I did add one animation. So if I hit light, you'll see the sword attack, right? But what I want is sword attack here, a damage animation being done on top of the one, like whichever one. I still haven't figured out how we're going to determine which one we're fighting. And maybe it will be point and click. So maybe like, oh, I want to attack this one down here. You click it, it highlights it. So now it is selected, and then you can attack that particular one. Ruben said, oh wow, old enough to have BBS in their bout. Renegade tank, excellent. Did you run something or just visit them? BBSs, yeah, I used to build BBSs. So bulletin board systems, right? And yeah, I had that was a long time ago. I had fun with those. Yeah, I built a bunch of different bulletin board systems, join them, run them. I ran a bunch of different mud games on it. You ran the Renegade BBS back in the 90s. Fun times. Got you into programming. Nice. Yeah, when I first started, I'm going to date myself here. When I first started with doing stuff, my dad had a computer that was the 8-inch black floppy drive. So that gives you an idea. Right? That was my first intro to the computer, was him having a business computer that had these big 8-inch black floppy drives and floppy disk to it. It was fun. Yeah, and bulletin board systems were good, right? And I made those, and then I made mud games, so like text-based games. It's always fun times. 486 was the first one your family owned. Nice. All right, let's make this a little bit smaller. And let's review our battle stuff, right? I sort of remember what I was doing. This week has been crazy, right? So I worked on this on Sunday a little bit. Then Monday was my travel day, so I had a couple flights. And then just the whole week of waking up early, meetings all day, presentation stuff, and then going out with the team for dinners. Cool stuff. We'll have to play Play-Doh with a little one, but we'll pop in here and there to see how the RPG is taking shape. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. And yeah, this is going pretty good. It's only a 3-month-long project. I'm about 2 months in. I have 1 month left. So it's a little bit of a crunch time. I think it's going pretty well. But we'll see, right? Hi, Soph. All right, we need to figure out this. If you can see it, yeah, up here, right? So right now, when I use defense, so when I do defend, it alternates myself and creates this bubble, but the bubble's not moving with it. No, these are all self-imposed. I game design as a hobby, and I'm learning it. So after I've completed I've only been doing game design just under like 2 years now. I completed my first game, right? Earlier in the year, called Pixel Warrior, 2D dungeon crawl style game. I wanted to learn some other things, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to jump into a long game like process at the moment. You almost burn out a little bit, and so I was like, well, plus a long game when I'm still trying to learn. I start off coding it one way, I totally end coding a different way, and then you have a whole bunch of spaghetti code in between. I didn't really want to do that, so I wanted to learn. Let's pull up my itch page real fast here. So after Pixel Warrior, right here, that was the first one, right? So after Pixel Warrior, I wanted a couple 3-month projects. I was like, oh, it would work out, bring me to the end of the year. So I did the Twitch avatar app one. That is what you see running around at the bottom of the screen. That was 3 months. Then I did a tower defense game. That was 3 months. And now we're doing the RPG game to finalize the year, right? In between, I did, some game jam stuff like this balloon lift one and all that. But it's a self-imposed learning game that I call MVP. So it's a minimum viable product, right? I'm making a full game, so it has a full game loop to it in a very constrained amount of time. So there's that. Yeah. All right. Next year, I'd like to make a little bit longer of a game. And who knows, maybe it'll be taking this RPG and making it in, like adding 6 months to it. And be like, okay, we're going to make a new one, or take it and then start towards another version. That'll be an extended version. It'll be more detailed and way more polished, right? But because I'm also doing 3 months, 95% of the artwork is not mine. They're purchased assets. There's no way, none, that I would be able to do this, designing it and building it and trying to come up with all the art. It's not going to happen. So let's see where I was with this. All right, so we're going to look into the player. And then I have a function for defend. It's right here. All right. And while we're here, we're going to take defend and do this. There we are. Come on. There we are. There. Now we have light, heavy, defend, run, and then backpack. Shiva, welcome in. How you doing today? All right, so now we reordered those bags, right? So when I restart it, those bags, or the buttons that you see, it'll be the blue, the red, then the green, and then the yellow. Because green is defend right now. And then the backpack, that looks like a face. I don't know why it looks like such a face, but it does. You know? This was it. I mean, it's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or something. Just not green. This, like the bald head up here, I'm now calling it that because that's what it looks like. My backpack here has a bald head. This is the mouth. These are the eyes. And this is like a rib, like tied from a bandana or something. It was supposed to be like scrolls sticking out of the bag, but that didn't work. So now it just looks like I have a face in my game. I don't know. All right. Defending. So the current issue is when I hit the defend button, the player moves backwards, which is correct. That's right here. Right? So he offsets by 25, moves back. Whoops. Moves back, but the bubble does not recenter with the player. Like the player will move here back to his original starting point, but the bubble does not come with him. So, and the bubble is just real simple. This is it. It's a not very good looking circle that just has the outside edge of it a different color. That's it. It'll probably get fixed at some point. But for right now, it works, right? So we need to figure out how we want to set this. And I ran into a problem where when using the data charge, you could continue to do this and it would take the energy beyond the 100 of the level, right? So like the bar, it would just keep going. Like you could keep going and it would go all the way across the screen. So I had to clamp it. That's where this comes in. And we're alarming for 2 seconds and then it sends it back. So when it does that, I think what we need to do is I think I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on. I did in fact sneeze. All right. So we're gonna destroy and then recreate it. And let's just try that and see how that works, right? So let's stop the game. Let's run it. And I'll wait for it to show up. It always takes OBS a few moments to see the game. There we are. All right. Leave here. Go find our enemy. We got one right here. There. Why do the buttons look the same? Okay, let's take a look at this for a minute. Defend, run. Defend. Defend is green. Yes. Well, do I have these placed anywhere else? I don't have them in the room themselves. Hello, Mr. 8. What are we deving today? Boris, good morning. Actually, I don't even know where you live, but I hope your day is going well so far. So far, what we are doing is we are working on an RPG game. It's coming along. It's getting there, right? This is the overworld map of it. It's coming along, right? So you have like swamp, building up this side of the swamp, and then we have like ancient forest. There's no forest there yet, but this will be it. And then we have our town that we're slowly working on. And we are about to run it real quick because we need to check on something that we are testing for some of the battle scenarios, right? You start inside a pub because all good stories start inside a pub, right? Then you come out, we go here. Of course, you got to have your sheep. But yeah, this was like it. When you run around, you got people wandering in town that are yelling at you. If D&D taught you anything, yes, all good stories start in a pub. Right? So now we're here. We have light attack. We have a heavy attack. We have a energy bar that goes down when you attack, with the bard trying to seduce someone. Yes, the bard always tries to seduce someone. I don't know why it is that way, but it's always been that way. It's a story as old as time. All right, so now our energy's down, right? So I'm like, oh, I need to replenish my energy, so I'm going to use my defend button. There we go. All right. We got it so that now when we use the button, it will we got to fix it still. But it was working a little bit. So we're on the right path with it. The idea is when you use it, the guy moves back. It now follows the player. So he steps back. He goes into defend mode. Comes forward. He's in his bubble. All the enemies take their turn because you have to skip your turn to do this. And then you replenish your energy bar, or some of it, right? And you have this bubble. But I need to make it so that when one of these other buttons is chosen, it takes you out of defend mode. Yeah, what it was doing right when we started stream was the bubble wasn't moving with the player. So the bubble would stay back here. Right? So we're going to fix that. And I still don't know. Okay, I'm an idiot. Not really, but it's early in the morning. And my first time streaming since I got back from my work trip, my brain is not working right. So we're going to make this 96. And this needs to be 64. Now the buttons will be in the right place. So the green one and the yellow one will switch. The green one is defend, yellow is run away. In here, so we now create it So we have instance create, destroy the shield, and then instance recreate the shield, almost instantaneous. If you and your game dev group of friends learned anything, is that you gotta take it one step at a time. Yes. Yep. All right. Let's see. When this alarm is called, we have instance destroy the shield. That eliminated it from the backwards position. So when he goes back, it eliminates it. Then, when the player moves, it recreates the shield at his new spot. What we need to do is a few of these, right? So we're going to instance destroy the shield when the other buttons are used. So right here, we're going to interject this here. Instance destroy object shield. And we're going to test it with just this one. All right. There. So now all the buttons are in the right place. Good. We attack. They go through their round. My player there will do a big attack. Energy is down. And you're like, oh, I need to replenish my energy. So we're going to hit the shield. To there. To there. Now, you've done that. You've used the shield. You've increased your energy, like replenished it. And you want to attack. If we do a light attack, it should delete the shield. All right. So what we need to do now is we need to come in here and do that for the other ones. This is action heavy attack. Let's interject that code here. We have action run. This brings you out of the room. In action defend. I think what I want is I'm going to have it destroy the shield if you try to do the defend again, so it's not duplicating it. All right, let's stop it and run through, and then we'll test a couple of scenarios with that. Okay, attack, heavy attack. We're going to defend. We attack. Defend. Now, my energy bar is not all the way up, right? If I try to do defend again, it should destroy it, create it. And then, like, destroy it, create it. So it'll be back here. Destroy it again, and then recreate it right here. Sort of. Why was that such a big jump? The bubble looks like it's working properly. But I wonder if it's compiling it so that, like, the first time you hit it, it does it right, and it goes here. The second time you hit it, it's 50 away. So now it's back here. Right? This will be the third time I hit it, and I bet it'll be all the way on the edge. Oh, no. Well, yeah, it's definitely offsetting it and not eliminating it. Ujank, how are you doing? Welcome in. Things are going well. Getting back into it, I took a week off because I had to travel for work. And now just trying to remember where I was and solve some problems. Yeah. It was like, I went to Nashville for the week because of work, right? That's where my office is actually in Nashville. And so it was a fun week, but it was a lot, right? So we had meetings and stuff all during the day, and then went out at night. Oh, you're actually near Nashville? Nice. We went to the main. Well, we did an escape room, which was fun. We went to Jelly Rolls. The Broadway is okay. It's like mini Vegas, right? I was not super impressed with the food from Jelly Rolls though. The music was good, but just really like super loud. It was hard to talk. And when a lot of my team members, this is my first time meeting them because we're virtual. It would have been better if we had chosen somewhere else, just so we could talk easier, but that's all right. All right. The first time we used the defend button, it creates the shield. He moves steps back. He steps forward, and the shield's there. Printer's Alley? I don't know. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Mini Vegas, right? I think it's Broadway in Nashville. Is it Broadway? Yes. This place. Oh, Printer's Alley is on Nashville's nightlife strip. I got it. And maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. But this is kind of like it, right? It looks like a mini Vegas. It's got lights everywhere, restaurants, all kinds of stuff. So that's where we were for food, at least one night. And we went to Jelly Rolls. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, it was good. Food was okay. Mostly, I felt like it was someplace you go to listen to really loud music and just have some drinks. That was about it. Right. All right. The problem with this, it's not so much a problem. I just created it this way. I think what I need to do is there's some sort of little glitch here, right? The way it's working is when you are defending, it will move you backwards by 25 pixels, right? Then it makes it so that you come forward again by 25 pixels. if I do it again, let's see what happens, right? So this time he's farther back. See, that's where he should be. But the next time he jumped farther. I hear it. Is there somebody out there, Sophie? Huh? Is that the problem? Somebody was out there or something? Yes, thank you. All right. So when the player goes into defend, it auto moves you back 25 pixels. Then it runs through this, and we have data charge, so it gives you 25, or like 25 of your 100 total back for your energy. It clamps it, so we don't have to worry about it continually going across the screen like it used to. It creates the shield, and then it starts the enemy's turn. While it's all doing that, alarm 2 runs after 2 seconds. So once alarm 2 hits, it now destroys the shield, moves you back by 25, and then recreates the shield at your new spot. So if I do it again, what happens now? Now he's way off the screen. And then if I hit attack, what? It comes all the way back up here. So 25. I think it's adding to it. 25, 50, and then back to the 75. All right. What if we have it move X equals X start? Maybe that's a better one. Let's try that. And I'll wait for OBS here to catch up. All right, so we attack. That works. Let's do a heavy attack. Let's do this. No, okay, that's bad. That was not correct. All right. When you defend, if defending, it immediately moves you backwards. If defending is true, which it does when you hit the button, right? I don't need this stuff in there. Leave it for now. Press timer here. So right now, the button working, it changes. So the pressed timer is only there to delay the action long enough for you to see the button be pressed. And that's all that's pretty much inside here. What else do we have? We have the only other spot for code for this is going to be right here. Does it remember? I think it's remembering the movement, right? Let's do it again. All right, so we are here. We want to attack. We'll do a heavy attack. And we want to replace our energy. Hit the button, press, moves back with the shield, and then moves up here. Now. Ouch. Well, gonna have to think about it, I guess. All right, so I see the notification ads are about to start. I am gonna take a be right back. I do need some more coffee, because coffee is life. So as soon as ads start here in just a couple seconds, I will start that be right back, and I will see everybody in just a few moments. Now's a good time. If you need coffee, go get it. Okay. I know you're excited, Sophie. If the ad runs on time. They don't always anymore. Sometimes it just takes forever for it to show up. What? Hit the ad button, so. All right. I'm probably just going to go ahead and start it. And I will see everybody in a few moments. Alrighty. We are back. Get it. Okay. What were we doing? Well, we're playing with this button, right? So we have light attack destroys the button. Defend. Heavy attack destroys the button. Defend. If I try to defend while in defense, I think that's the issue. So if I hit it again, yeah, he goes all the way back. So I think we need to tell it if like button pressed, right? So when we press it, we do this action, right? And when we run the action function, we have it up here. We have instance destroy. We're destroying the shield, but we're not checking if he's already, like if the player's already in defense, which I think is what is causing it to double it. I think, right? Okay, so action. If let's make a space in here. We want this inside the action, I think, or maybe not. Maybe can we do it down here and determine if it is? Oh no. Where do I want to put this? Let's think about that. If we defend, he comes back now to his spot with the bubble. He's in defense mode. What do we need to do with it? We need to make sure, like, do a check to see if the defense mode is there. If defending, can we say if defending how can I do this? If defending, we don't want it to exit it if it's already in defense mode. But we want it to, if defending, well, I'm not really sure. Let's look under the player for a minute. Over here. action. And then in here we say if defending, then it does this stuff. Where did I put defending? All right, so in the player we have defending. Defending is false. Defending is false. What about we have defending is not turned on for true. So we have if not defending, then do this. But if you are defending, because right now the player is defending. Yes, yes. And if we hit defending again, it will not do the backwards by 25. It will go like 50. And then it'll only bring it forward to here. Right? So we're back 50 and it'll bring it here. Yes. Now you are backwards a little bit. It probably wouldn't be such a big deal if we could get it so that it brings it back to this start location. Right? The first time you do it, brings you 25 back, then here. But then here, it jumps all the way to here and only brings you backwards to here. So we needed to return, I think, to here. It knows when I press the light attack button, right? And it goes through its whole thing. If we go back here, so light attack. Where is that one sending us? Light attack doesn't have an alarm in it. Heavy attack. Attack. Okay, so when we run the attack button, it sends us to alarm 0. This is where the X start is. And that's where the X start comes into play. All right. Good morning, Foundry. How are you doing? How is what day is today? Sunday. How's your Sunday? What if so wait, what? All right, this if X is greater than X start, then we do alarm 1. Subtract it. Okay, so that's for when you attack. It takes you forward a couple and then brings you back. That's more than that. That's by 20. All right. Well, if we tell it when we hit the button, it runs, and then when the player is ready to move back, it should be deleting the object, and then it moves the player, and then immediately recreates the object. So it almost looks like it moves with it. But yeah, just like that. The problem comes if I hit the button again while it's already defending. Right? So if it's already defending, can I help you? What? Was somebody walking around outside? I know, very good. Sovi is our boundary police. Yes. Yeah, you're the boundary guard. She does not. If she hears anybody, like we have our patio, then we have like a little sidewalk to get to the main sidewalk, right? But there's stones there. And if somebody walks on those stones, she doesn't like it. It's usually like somebody walking a small dog or something. All right. So now we're in our bubble. If we hit attack, it deletes the bubble. And we do it again, it works fine this way, right? I think what if we add in defending equals false. So now it resets it. All right, let's stop it and restart it and try to figure this out. Go here. All right. We attack. Great. Oh, I broke it. It didn't like that. Why is it not set before reading? If defending, because it doesn't know it's defending. Action here. I think. Good morning, Term. How are you doing? So we're saying if not defending. Oh, I have this in here. This should not be in here. Right? Okay. Let's try it again. Your eyes are not open yet. Is it a sleepy Sunday morning? No, that still did it. Okay. I slept in yesterday for the first time in forever because I'm usually up all 7 days before 6. Right? Yesterday, like I got back from Nashville Friday evening, a little worn out, definitely wasn't quite feeling the best. I was like, there's no way I'm going to stream first thing in the morning. So I took it off and slept in. And then I was groggy for the day, but that's all right. Because it was actually too much sleep. Too much sleep, and I'm not used to it, right? So, let's check something out here. We are doing this. If the player moves back, it shows. We're gonna set this to 4. It shows the shield. Then I think what we're gonna do is we'll make it so it destroys the shield, moves the player back, and that's it. You're not gonna move with, and we reset defending the false. Foundry, you finally have a somewhat working prototype for your mini game idea. Nice. It's always good when you get like little working stuff, right? All right, let's run this. And okay. I hate that when it goes into debug mode, GameMaker changes the size of its window. Like I don't need you to be that way. I just want you like here. All right, there we are. We're in the pub. A whole bunch of people yelling at you, right? I do need to make it so they don't yell at you at the same time, but that's not right now. All right, let's find the skeleton. We're back here. We attack. Looks good. Let's do a heavy attack. Let's shield. All right. Now, if I do this again, he still moved all the way back to the 50. The problem is definitely when I hit the button twice in a row. It's not supposed to be in defense now. Right. Action, defend. So here we place it into defend. That's where it runs it, right? Term, you're on a 3-stream streak. Nice. I like those streak things. There's a couple people, like, I try to get, like, keep a streak going. Right, Sophie? I know. All right. So all this button really does is it delays it long enough that the room gets stinky. It did. Don't look at me. That was not me. Right? So all the button does is you press it, it has a delay that shows a 20 frame press. So you can see the button being pressed on screen. That's it. That's what that does. And it sends you into action, which then sends you to defend. So it creates, we're destroying a shield. If it's there, then we defend. In turn, early morning farts, getting them all out. That way you're able to get up and move. Yeah, it's Sunday. Yep. All right, so once we do defend, we are now in this code. And it sends you to the function defend, which is right here. So now we're saying if not defending, we should be doing this. But what we have is somewhere it's like retaining the fact that it already happened once. And I don't see it. Object. All right, so we're destroying the shield. We move the player back to where they were, and we tell it it is no longer defending. While it is doing that, defending is true. That's all. So if I hit it, all right. We have defend 1. It goes back by 25, waits 4 seconds, then comes forward back to the original spot. And if I do it again in a row, it will move the player back to the 50 mark, not the 25. So, like that. And then it'll only bring the player back to here. So maybe instead of it saying return 25, maybe I can tell it X start. And then it doesn't matter if it does it and it brings it back here. I mean, it would be nice to figure out why it does it, but it's like keeping track of it. I don't have a cap or anything to it. We are just saying X plus this. And what if we just said, let's take out that line, right? And what if we just said x equals x start? So let's stop it and go through here, right? I think that'd be good, right? All right. 40 months. 40 months. Jeeping. Good morning. And how is your morning going on up there? How's your shoulder? Does it feel better? Hopefully. Right. That's a long time, 40 months. That's how long I've been an affiliate. Shoulder still hurts. Okay. I got nothing. I don't know. Maybe more heat onto it, something. Do a couple little exercises straight, like work it out. All right, let's see. We attack. Let's do a heavy attack, right? Now, if I use defend, it takes me back by 20, and it moves me back to here. All right. If I hit defend again, it's only going here, then to there. Oh, did that solve it? I think that solved it as well. Yes. Well, that was not great either. So, heal up. We'll do it again. Attacks. There we go. I think we got that working. I don't particularly know why this. I think it was Foundry. You sent me a small the small project. When I have free time, feel free to check it out. Plan on adding a level system similar to what Castle Crashers has. Nice. With the story being you are looking for a cure for your wife and daughter. Nice. By no means anywhere close to a polished prototype. I never worry about that. Did you send it to me directly, or is it in the game development area of the Discord? So I know where to go look. Oh, you sent it to me directly? Okay. All right. So I think the X plus or equal to 25 was, in fact, messing it up. Because it seems to have resolved it when I got rid of that. Right? Because it is no longer jumping to 50. And we have when it's in use, so let's go check the function. We have defending is true, because while defending, we're going to add some other stuff into it, like, you know, you won't take as much damage and that kind of stuff. But the initial steps were to simply get it fixed. I'm going to turn off the backpack. I need to repair it, like fix my backpack. All right. I'm just stating it because it looks like it's a face, like a orange Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle face. Right? It doesn't look like it's a backpack. And now, like, since I saw that, I can't see it any other way. So the little backpack on here looks like a face to me. Right. That's all you see, right? It's literally a face. I was trying to make a backpack. I did not make a backpack because it, like, this is it. It was supposed to be a normal backpack, right? Where you have the top of it. These are supposed to be scrolls, like paper sticking out of the bag. And these are your belt buckles to hold the flap. And this is like the bottom flap, like the pouch. But instead, it became like Bart Simpson Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with a bandana on. And this is the tied bandana. And these are the eyes. So I need to redo my backpack because that's what it is. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Bart Simpson. Yeah. That's an ups. All right. We turned it off. So the next time we start this, it won't be there, right? I'm glad you said something, Boundary, because your Discord name doesn't match you. And I probably would never have looked at it, the DM. Yeah, I would have been like, I have another. I'm like, I would, because I get random DMs all the time, right? From all the different servers that I'm on. And most of the time, I never look at them. I'm like, if I don't recognize the name, I don't bother. I'm like, I don't know you. I screen it. I screen my DMs. I do. I don't feel bad about it. But now that I know it's that you did, I will check it, right? I'll look at it after stream. Can't help it. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not going to talk to you. It's like answering my phone. I don't use my phone to talk anymore. And if somebody calls me and you're not in my phone, like, contact list, I'm like, who's this? Like, why are they calling me? I'm not going to talk to you. You can talk to my voicemail. The best way to get me to ignore you is to send a DM. Yes. That's generally how it works, right? Especially when you stream and everything else. You get all kinds of people, like, sending me emails to, like, my business email, which is, you know, just 8-bits, but, like, to that one. And I get all kinds of spam in there. Then I get random people sending me DMs all the time. And it's usually like trying to sell me art, or, you know, they saw me on another server and whatever. And I'm like, don't. Like, just don't. All right. We fixed that ability. So now we have light attack, we have heavy attack, we have defend. You go into defense mode, you stand back there for a moment, then you come back, and it's good, right? Excellent. All right. I think that's pretty good. We need to work on... Well, we're going to add in a animation. Well, not really. We're going to add in a sprite. It's just... It's going to be there. So, let's do that. So, when we do a heavy attack, it will now have a sprite installed in it. Right? Where? Foundry, so just so you know, don't feel bad. For a while, I saw his name was Kelvar. I did. I would say Kevlar. So don't feel bad. I know it's Kelvar. I have fixed myself. And I do not, hopefully, it may slip, but I mean, like, I do not. Yeah. It's just, right. That's all. All right. Where was I putting this? Here. Okay. So we're going to make a sprite here. We're going to call this, I don't know, SPR heavy. Oops. SPR attack. Heavy. Right? We are going to give it like a red color. And we'll make it a circle. Like that. So now we have it. And here goes. See, this is the bug I have with GameMaker now. I occasionally make a sprite. It's not showing up in the thing. See? Like, it's not showing up. It's not here. If I edit, it's in here. Great. It's not here. Nor, if I bring it out, does it show up here. If I copy it, like if I make a duplicate, it shows up on the duplicate, but not the original. So it will go away. Like, it will fix itself if I shut down and restart. You got pinged for an update to the GameMaker IDE. Did you update yours? I don't have an update. It doesn't say there's one for me. I guess I can try to force check it and see if there is. Yeah, it's a brand new issue, right? Like I use a sprite mostly for a lot of things. Although just making quick little circles and that kind of stuff, I'll make it real fast in here, right? But it's there, like it sees it. So I don't know. What are we doing now? We need to make a object of this. There is not a button to convert a sprite directly to an object. And I wish there was. Like right here, be like, create a sprite from an image. No, create an object from the sprite. Why don't I have that? Instead, I gotta go and create it, and then we're going to tell it to do heavy. There we go. What are we going to call this? This is attack heavy. So now, when we do, when we run the attack, we're going to have it produce that new circle. Tris, welcome in, and thank you for the lurk. All right. We are, let's see, action, button, heavy. It's occurring where? Where am I running it? Not here. I am doing this in the player function. Just like this. Right? So we're going to copy this and we're going to put this up here. But we're going to say attack heavy. See, you see the circle there. It's easy here, not here. Like you're fine. So now let's stop this, restart it. We'll have this here. Okay, so we got rid of, I turned the backpack off, started looking at the face. So now light attack has an attack there. Heavy attack has a circle. But we need to fix our heavy attack. Right. What did I do? See. All right. Let's delete this. Let's just copy this. Move it down here. We are going to call this attack heavy. And there. So now, Patrick, you accidentally fixed your room not restarting properly when you hit the re-enter room. Love it. Nice. I accidentally fix stuff all the time. And then I get confused on why I fixed it. And I'm like, it's fixed. I'm not going to try to evaluate it. And it's fine. Okay. Let's stop this. Let's restart this. Because this should be correct. It was a little bit high, though. This might be okay. I think I need to adjust it though. It was up high. So Y, we're gonna say heavy is 25. Y needs to be plus 10. And that should be okay. Let's start it and check it. The reason I'm creating a temporary proxy image is just because I want to see stuff actioning, right? An action item. What I want is eventually to create the attack for it. So the attacks are going to have two sets of animation. There's going to be an animation here in front. Maybe. Did I... Alright. I was like, come on, OBS. So, light attack. You can see an attack here. They're going to have two sets of animations. So one, it'll be right here. Two, it's going to have some sort of effect onto the player. Or, I mean, onto the enemy. Right? So, the same thing with the heavy attack. It should be the red... Except it didn't show up. Right. Well. We need to get it so that I can see it. Let's do a quick save. We'll do... a commit here. We'll close the project and reopen the project. Language servers service error. So this is getting me a actual message. Feather encountered an error while loading the project. System aggregate exception. One or more errors occurred. Collection was modified.
Round start.
Let's bring this out a little bit. There. So this is the message that is GameMaker is currently giving me. Right. Invalid numerator. Move next. GameMaker language server service push diagnostic. GML language services will not be available. Well, GameMaker, you have lots of problems all the time. Let's see if there is a... How do I tell? All right, we're going to save again. We're going to close it. We are now going to reopen this again. And this time, there's no error messages. How did I do all this? Yes. Well, I learned that you could do all this from Grog. So Grogdev, who comes in here occasionally, is really knowledgeable on this stuff. And I learned through him, about the colors here. I never paid attention to it. Yeah, but you right-click on this, and you can set it to this. So what I do now is I get a template set up, right? I change these around. I get the colors to them. I load a couple things into it. So, like, under here, like, I have camera now in here. I have a basic game manager. I have a scribble stuff all set up. And then I save it as a template. So anytime I'm starting a new game or new project, I use that template now. But yeah, you can right-click this, and at the very bottom here, there's colors. It does help make everything so it doesn't blend together very, so it's nice. And I use Code Editor 2. That's why this looks like this instead of the little windows with the lines between them for like all the events, right? Okay, let's run it. Now, we have a light attack. We have a heavy attack. You still did not show up. What is wrong with you? All right, let's take a look at why it's not showing up. I think I already know what my issue is. Inside here, if image index is greater than or here, we're destroying it. So I need to turn this off because this does not have an animation to it. The reason I have that image index thing is so that when it runs through the loop, it stops. Right? Whoops. I want this. That should fix it. Should. And we're going to start it over. You're definitely going to be making a template now? Yeah, it became really easy. You get the basic stuff set the way you want, right? So let's say like your colors, right? Like this. I have it as sort of the way like Grog was showing it. So I have game here, resources, and system. And then I add in work in progress stuff and 86th. So anything that I totally want to get rid of at some point, I will put into 86th. That way I know, okay, when I'm going through and I'm cleaning things up later, I can just delete the stuff out of the 86. And 86 just comes from when I worked as a line cook or in a kitchen, right? Anything that's 86 is marked out bad, done, you don't need it. Yeah, and so in system, then I have like libraries, extension managers, databases, that kind of stuff. Resources, I do like scripts, sounds, objects, fonts, sprites, tile maps, that kind of thing. And then here I have like entities, props, room, that kind of stuff. All right, we have ad break coming up soon, so let me go ahead and get this back up here. And let's see what it looks like before the ad break here, right? So, tack. You did not delete yourself. Anyways, I think I need to adjust it more. A little more with the attack. But we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let me go ahead and close that. Ads are about to go off. I am going to take a being right back on this. I need to uncover Arwen, grab a little bit more coffee, and we'll be good. So I'm going to go ahead and start that being right back now. I will see everybody in a few moments, and hang tight.
Mission parameters. Eliminate all opposition.
All right. We're back. Hi, Soph. I know what you want. As soon as I get up and start walking around, she wants, like treats. That's it. I know. We're not doing that right now. No. So we have, I don't know, like 30 seconds left in ads. Let me see. There we go. All right. Because I didn't stream yesterday, right? I was exhausted from my trip. I did work on my stream yesterday and added in like some new emotes. So I added in 2 animation ones and a couple like Christmas holiday stuff. So it should be a total of like 6, right? 4 regular emotes, 2 animation ones, And I think that's all I added in. So now I have these. So animated candy cane, a tree, a Santa, a Grinch, a parrot, and then a package on fire. Because why not? So those are the new ones. And I also did the same thing on the Discord. So in our Discord, I added some new emotes. So they're available. Yeah, and I went through this whole like changing things over for the winter, like for Christmas and winter holiday stuff. And it'll just stay that way all the way until the end of December. And then it'll be back to Cyberpunk. All right, ads are done, so we'll get back to it. Let's think about this. We push a button, and it runs all this, right? It's only running what the button animation is. That's it. So you're seeing it being pressed. You're seeing it coming back to its normal shape, but not anything it does. Everything the button does, which is actually the attack, is run inside the player. I have a heavy attack function. Just like I have a light attack one. Now, this runs this. Just like it runs it here. It is not deleting itself. And that's because I have it here. So, let me think about how we want to run this. I want it to be there. Homeless, you never got a notification. Dang. Twitch be messing up on you. Sorry, but been here for like 2 hours now. I'm glad you made it, though. Glad you made it. How was the trip? The trip was good, right? So Nashville is a lot of fun. I was there for work, right, for the whole week. Monday and Friday are travel days, and then you actually do work like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we would start early in the morning, and like we would meet because we were all pretty much in the same hotel. So we would meet, have some breakfast, go to the office, and then they would feed us again. So we would, have second breakfast while we were working on our work. And I love the main office. Like my office is in Nashville, right? And I wish I kind of lived a little closer to it because it would be nice to go to it more often. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like an exciting place, right? So they have restaurants on one floor. It's got like relaxation rooms and places you can go and sort of zen out for a little while. Plus a balcony garden area up on like the 5th floor. They got another one up on the 20th floor. It's cool, right? But then doing that stuff during the day, after work, we're going out for dinner. So we would all go to random places. Like we went to a place called Jelly Rolls, which is owned by the singer Jelly Roll. Listen to live music there. Then we also did an escape room. That was fun. Ate a couple different places. So they packed a lot in. It was a good trip. The plane rides, not so much. Especially coming back. Coming back I had to be on a outdoor plane. Like you had to walk on the tarmac for it. So let me see if I have a photo of. Yeah, all right. I think I can show it. Hold on. So if I do this, oh, and yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. This, right? Literally, this is what you're like. You were out on the tarmac, walking up to the small little plane to go from the like a 2-hour flight. I do not like these planes. They're small. They're more noisy. The seats are crap. And yeah. Little private jet. I wish. It's my private jet, homeless, and I pretty much just kind of meander about. That's all. No. It's owned by United, right? So, or yeah, United. It's a regular airplane, not a little private jet. But we had to walk out to the tarmac, and I'm pretty sure it was because like Houston is under construction. 8-Bits is secretly rich and has 9 private jets. Yes, although I would have 8. I would have 8. Right. It wasn't just like me. All the planes in that area were on the tarmac like this, right? This is it. After this game supplants WoW, your private jet will be bigger than Air Force One. Yes. And it'll, instead of it being like United Express here, it will say like 8-Bits. And it'll be painted to look like digital code or something, right? That's how that's going to work. This is where I was for dinner a couple nights out of the week with the team in Nashville. It's Broadway. It's like mini Vegas, right? There was hardly anybody out because it was cold and not really the tourist season. But it gets real packed. But like it's like mini Vegas. Yeah, when you look at it, like it's mini Vegas. That's all. It's exciting. It was fun. I enjoyed the trip. Like I said, it's nice to meet half the people, like the whole team, right? We're all virtual, so most of the time we never meet in person. Except for maybe once, twice a year. All right. I think it would be fun to have a plane. That would be fun. But more than a plane, what I want is exactly like what Steam's CEO is done. Right? He has some super nice yacht where he's turned it into like a gaming complex, but that's where all of his work's done. He lives on a yacht all the time. That would be me. I would do that. All right. What were we trying to figure out or do next? Oh, we were looking at we need to destroy the object. So if we draw self and destroy it, we need it on a delay, right? Or this might work. But let's do this. Let's come in here. That should work. We'll give it a whole bunch of frames. And now we'll turn this back on. Let's run it. Yeah, I think I would. I think I would want a yacht over a plane. Probably. I think that would be fun. You know, travel the world, design code, make games. That would be fun. All right. Light attack, heavy attack. Heavy attack. Perfect. So now we have all three buttons working pretty much what it needs to, right? We have our defend one working. We have light attack. We have heavy attack. And we have runaway. Although the runaway one needs to offset you, because otherwise you just get pulled right back into it. So maybe we can try to figure that out real quick. Let's close the backpack. This is run. So when it does, what does it do? Room go to object battle switcher original room. I think, because I don't think I have battle switcher open. It's destroy room if room. Let me go room battle alarm. All right, so it's moving us back to the original room. But I need it to offset your X and Y. Right. And Sophie Treat. She will be excited for that one. She's been waiting all morning for you, Homeless. All right, your camera got knocked down. There we are. There we are. She's been waiting patiently. Patiently. All right. So, I am. Parent action. Image index speed. Where is a good place to try to put this? Well, if you were here sooner, you would have started out with that. Yes. It's Sunday. You were on delay. That's all. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. Say your notifications went to sleep because I was away for a week. That's all. Right? So, let's think about this. When I press this button, we have alarm 0, 20 frames. then it moves me here. Room go to on, so we're going back. We're going back to the original room. But I don't want it to be the original points. So in here, enemy damage, random, okay. Go to check if end, we go to the back to the room. Same thing. I need it to offset, and I'm not sure where to put this yet. Once we go back to the original room, which is here, we destroy the instance. Maybe I can say X and Y start and then offset it. I don't know if this will work. This is an alarm 0. So it immediately goes into alarm 0. Room start. If room does not equals this, then we do alarm 0, we instance destroy. What if we said X equals X start minus 25? Y equals Y start. Let's see if that does this, right? Again, I'm not entirely sure where to put that, so we're going to see if it works. Trial by testing. All right, we want to run. No, it still put me right on top of the guy, see? I need to have my X offset. So what if we just said X player.x minus 25. And this we'll just say object player.y. Right, we'll try that. No. So you have to remember as soon as you come out at this moment until I get it to work, you have to run away. Like it should come out and be like, oh, you're here. So you have a little bit of a chance to run away. And Sunday morning stinkiness. It happens. It happens. Right? Did you like that treat? Yes. You have to wait. All right. Where else can we think about how this works? Maybe it needs to be, this is inside the battle switcher. So maybe it doesn't go here. Maybe it goes in the room start. If room here, then we run this. Maybe I can put it inside here. Maybe. All right, we're going to try it and just see what we get, right? Let's wait to have the game show up. Okay. There, go to the enemy and run away. So it's supposed to. I need to get to push you here, right? Not where you last were. I'm not calling the right stuff. And I'm certainly probably not putting it in the right spot. Because we have... Alright, let's think about this. Battle switcher. We also have battle manager. When it's over, it runs alarm 2. Room go to battle switcher original room. So it's remembering where the player is when you make contact with the enemy, right? And that is where it'll put you back. So how was I doing it? Well, this is when the enemy was defeated. It was automatically moving you back because it was check for end here, wait a second, and then or a frame. Excuse me. And then move you out. So I really think I need to adjust it inside the battle switcher. Right? Because it's moving you back to the original room. To your last known location. So we have instance destroy, and then if room not equal room battle, we destroy it. So I don't know where to put it. I don't know. Really kind of thought it needs to be in the switcher, right? I don't know if it needs to be inside here, outside of the if statement, maybe like this. So maybe I have it reversed, right? So maybe the X and Y shouldn't say XY. Maybe it should be object player dot X equals X minus 25 or something. Maybe I have those reversed, right? So we were saying maybe it needs to be object player dot X equals X minus 25. Like that. We'll try it, but here. All right, so does not like it. That's fine. That is incorrect. Right? If we want the X and Y of equals object player X, but we're offsetting it by 25. Well, let's try it again with it outside like this. Brewer, welcome in. How are you doing? Drawing. Okay, so it doesn't like that either. All right, that's fine. That's not where we need it. You doing all right? Nice. We've been working on our attack stuff this morning, right? We have it so that we have our small. Let me make this bigger. There we are. We have it so our light attack works. Right, so to give an animation here, and then your turn is over, and the enemies all take a turn. Your light attack also uses up a little bit of energy. Now, there is a heavy attack, right, which that red circle is going to be replaced by some sort of animation. And then we also have defend. You drop backwards into a circle, puts you in defend mode. You take less damage from the enemies, but while you're in defend, you replenish some of your energy. And what we're currently working on is this button, which is run away. When you run away, it takes you exactly back where you were here. The problem with it, and I'm struggling to get it to offset the player, is it puts you right back exactly, which is also making contact with the enemy again, right? I needed to like offset you here. So you're just far enough away that it won't immediately bring you back into the battle zone. And that is currently what I'm what I'm trying to figure out. Right? Right. Like I want player X offset by like 25, negative 25. Let's look at battle player code for a minute. We have button X's here. Shield X start and X start. What? Let's run battle. This is the battle code. What's up, Arwen? Yeah, it stores it. My storing doesn't make sense to me. So what? Yeah, 8-bits is what? I think Jeepin needs to go back to bed. Delete that. You delete it. I'm leaving the craziness in my chat. See what happens when you're on a mobile? You can't type. Autocorrect. Yes. Yeah. So, outside of being distracted by chat, Brewer, yes, I am recording the information. What? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me anymore, and I can't so there is that. Right. We have let me pull it up here in a moment. Banuch, thank you for the Sophie treats. Here she is. And how was your morning? All right, so I need regular player open for a minute because we're saving, and I'm looking for where I might be saving its position. Right. What the hell? Could store the info in a global struct when you enter the battle and pull out that data. Minus 25. Yeah. So I'm just trying to remember how the hell I did this. System. Read here. Instance greet death object data. No, this is the save file stuff, which is a mess anyways. I gotta fix that later. Alright, we have object battle player, right? And object player. Battle code. Okay, so when you touch an enemy, let me find. I think I just closed it. I did. Object, enemy. Maybe it's in parent enemy. Step. Instance ID. Variable. If instance exists, move X. Move Y. HP. Jiggly Bits, welcome in. How you doing today? It's nice to see you on this Sunday. All right, so we have movement. We have, this is all the movement. You doing all right? How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. I was away for work for the week. Coming back, trying to remember all the stuff that I was doing, you know, all the fun stuff to it, right? All right, we're going to close these. We have action, light, there. We have action, heavy. We'll close that. This is action, defend. We'll close that for right now. Battle switcher here. This is taking you back to the room. Because it either notifies you that check for an end, and if it works, then you come back. What does... Okay, so we have Battle Manager going into Battle Switcher dot original room. Well... Here. Action, run. This is for the button. Space, debugger. What do I have open here? This is attack heavy. We don't need this open. And parent enemies. Okay. When you make contact with an enemy, so maybe it's actually inside player. Draw GUI, potion, enemies here. Okay, when you make contact, right? This is the data. Switcher. So underscore is battle switcher, right? Player data, self, enemy data, and original room. Maybe I need to set something a little different for that, right? Player data, it's knowing where its X and Y is. So, stinkiness. Who was that? Volk. Good morning. How are you doing? It is most definitely morning. Yes, it is. You think you are alive. It is hard to tell these days, right? Simulations, the Matrix, it's all blends together a little bit, right? Okay, so Object Battle Switcher is retaining this information. Object Player is retaining where it is on X and Y. Sunflowers everywhere. Grim, good morning. Right. And how are you doing today, Grim? Okay, so when we switch back to this, we are going to want can I say player data.x in here and offset it that way? Right? Like player data.x equals x like that. Does that make sense? If you can see it. My game's covering it. There we are. Grim, you're doing all right? You're just chilling a little bit before work? Yeah. I am on my weekend. I am glad because that was a lot. I was away for work last week. And I enjoy it. Like, I like travel, you know. But it's a lot. So. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this. Brewer, need to do it when the code is loaded. So move to the room, then set X and Y. So not like, are we talking like in Battle Switcher room start? here. Right? Because what we're doing is when we hit run, we tell it here. In alarm 0, we tell it room go to object battle switcher original room. Homeless, you are my mother-in-law. You'll be the best mother-in-law ever. What? Homeless, I don't own 8, 9 planes. And I was not in a private jet. I was not. I'm sorry. I blame it all on Jeepin. Because autocorrect. Okay, so Brewer, you would say to put the X and Y chords under that alarm. All right, so in here, do we want player data? Oops. Dot data? No, player. So object battle switcher original room. Then we're going to say object player dot player data dot x equals like that. No, I don't need to say that. I can just say like player object player dot x. Does that make sense? Looks good. All right, well, let's try it. All right, so we're in here, and of course I gotta wait for it to show up. All right, we run, and it doesn't like it. So, unable to find any instance for object name object player. So I have to call it differently. It doesn't exist yet. Right? Unable to find any instance for object in index 32 name object player. Right. When we are returning to the room, it has to be done in a certain order. It doesn't exist at this moment. So, Brewer, I think this may not work unless set it to a global and the object is persistent. You then use that global to interact with the object. So do I just call it a global? Like that? No. Okay, not that easy. So right now, because, okay, let me look at Battle Switcher. We have Battler, Manager 2, Turnover, Player. We're calling it, we have Switcher dot player data. So it is retaining player data here. Right? which includes playerData.x and playerData.y. Whenever you create the object, set it to a global. Or in the event, or in the create event of the player, set a global there. Right, so let's go here. Sure, I've done set a player to global. What is... Let me think about this. How did have I done other things? I can do players. Yeah. So there's a couple things. There's also, like, when you switch, right, and you are in the battle, there's also battle player. They're not the same object. So you have battle player, battle enemies. It returns you to player data when animals are going to go nuts here for a couple minutes because Jeepin came down. All right, so we have data inside battle player, right? This is retaining player data. So you fight through, right? You defeat the enemy. You go back to the original room and you become the original player, like the object. And this gets activated either by checking if at the end of the enemy turn, or basically it checks to see if the enemy's there, and if it's not, then it ends and goes back. Or when we press the button, and when we press the button, it goes into, it actions it, alarms it, and creates it here. So this needs to not be in the button. When we do, it says room go to object battle switcher, original room. We are in here. Well, let's think about this. We have battle manager. We have battle switcher. When the player makes contact with the enemy, it retains the information, including original room, enemy data, and player data. Had it work at one point, but now I don't remember how I did that at all. Just saying. Okay, so in battle player data, it remembers the player data, right? So if it's remembering player data, when we press the run button, I should be able to do maybe... Was that an object? What is an object? Which one? The battle switcher. Oh, battle player? Yeah, battle player is an object. Because battle player and battle enemy are separate objects. They have their own events. They are not the same player, right? They only exist in the battle room. And then when you leave, you return to them. Right. Yeah, it's supposed to. It's supposed to vanish, and the data goes back to player data. I think what we need to do is we are going to pull up this. We're going to go visit this guy. Right? This guy. Something that does not feel right, but it is similar to what you were doing. Yes. When, what number is this? Make your movements in enemies. So, is this the one? No. Let me... Where's his GameMaker? Stop. Tutorials here. Alright, this is it, I guess. Has... Real-time combat? No. We're doing turn-based battles.
Hi, in the last part of making our RPG, we made a player that moves and animates.
So this is the one we're going to look at, right? We're going to look at him.
In this video, we're going to make
He's the one...
touch an enemy. A turn-based battle begins, so it goes into a different room to start that battle. And from there, you can do attacks to hurt the enemy turn by turn, or you can leave the battle at any point. So let's open our project and get started.
This is where it
I
was.
divided this video into separate sections, and in the first section,
The very beginning of this project, we were going through these tutorials
touch an enemy to go into battle,
just
and then
because,
select the
you know,
enemy
the fun of it.
to come back. New room asset. I'll name this RM underscore, then drag the carry into the battle room. The first thing we're gonna do is check if the switcher instance already exists. If it does, we're gonna exit the event so the rest of the code doesn't run and nothing happens. Now if it doesn't exist, let's go and create an instance of the switcher. I'll make it as 0 by 0. It doesn't matter because it's not a visual object, and I'll store its ID in a local variable. Then I'll set a few variables in the new instance. The first is a variable called player data, which is the player itself, so it will have all the variables that the player has. The second is the enemy data, that's the other instance that you're colliding with. So through that, we can access all the variables of the enemy that you just touched.
Okay. Ads are going to go off in about a minute. I think we'll just go through it. Hi over there, Jeebin. Poor Jeebin. She hurt her shoulder rotary cuff something. And she's not telling me, but it was probably because she flips tables at work and swings from the rafters, drops down on the people to solve their computer problem, and then vanishes like a ninja. I know she does this. She just doesn't like to admit that she's a tech whiz ninja. Okay, so bro, you see what he's doing? He's using this singleton pattern. Sounds familiar. I can't remember it, but we're going to play a little bit more here, and then we're going to try to find where he talks about going back to the room.
Both of these are structs, which are just collections of variables. Then the final variable is the original room, which is the current room, so that at the end of the battle, we know which room we want to go back to. And now we're gonna call this function to change the room to the rm_battle room that we created. With this, we have covered going into the battle room, and now we're gonna program the action buttons so that we can press the run button to exit the battle room and come back to the original room. Let's first open obj action parent to program the base behavior for the action buttons. I'm gonna add the create event here, and in the event, I'm gonna make a function called action, and this will be an empty function for now. So using this syntax, you can create your own functions, and then you can call this function later like any other built-in function.
All right, let me adjust here. We're gonna go through the ad break here, so you all get some special. Where is the browser? We'll move it to there for right now. Here. All right. What you playing, Deepin? Lost Guys. Okay. All right. We
want to call this function when we click on this button, and right now it's empty because what the function does will be defined in a child object. For now, let's program the click. So in the events, go under mouse and select left press.
Are you
Here
growling?
we just want to call the action function that we created. Now
She
we're
just
gonna
wants a
program
treat.
the run button. So go into obj action run. You're gonna see the create event here from the parent, and we want to override it. So go into this menu and select override events. Here let's make the action function again, and this time the function is gonna have something inside it. It's simply gonna change the room to go back to the original room. So it's calling the room goto function, and then the room it's switching to is taken from the switcher object using the original_room variable. Remember, we set this variable before in the player, and now we are using it to go back. Now there's just one thing. When we create the switcher instance in the player, it's gonna go into the battle room, and then we come back with the exit button, but the switcher is gonna continue to exist forever. That means you can't go into the battle ever again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna destroy the switcher instance when we come back into the original game room from a battle, but we're gonna do it 1 second after we have come back, so that gives the player a second to run away from the enemy, because during that second the battle won't be triggered again. So in the assets, let's go into obj battle switcher. Here let's add an event. Under other, I'll add the room start event. This event runs whenever a new room has started. Let's add a condition to make sure that this is not the battle room, so it only triggers for game rooms. In that case, I'll set alarm 0 to 60. Let's add the alarm 0 event now. Here I'll simply destroy the instance. So when the switcher comes back into a game room, 1 second later, it will be destroyed. Now we can finally run the game and test this. Go near an enemy, touch it, and the battle begins. Click on the run button and you're back in the original room. The problem now is that the game room has restarted. It has forgotten where we were when the battle started. To fix that, go back into GameMaker and click on your game room, which for me is room 1. Go into the properties and enable the persistent option.
Yeah,
This
we
way it will
have that.
remember where everything was when you leave the room and come back. So now in the game, if you start a battle and come back, you will be right where you were when the battle began. Let's take some time to take a breath now and move on to the next section.
All right. So, hi, Grog. What are we working on? We're trying to solve a issue that is arising where when you hit the runaway button and you go back to the original room, you land exactly where you left, right? We're trying to offset that. So you are not directly contacted with the enemy anymore. So went back to the original tutorial to try to see if the person doing the tutorial has it in there, because I can't remember. But I think it's only this. So I think it's going to be on delay, giving you a moment to try to run away. Because what it does is, if I turn this off, right, and let's run the game here for a moment, we'll take a look at it. All right, so we're inside the game, right? Is it showing? Yes. Everything else is fine, right? So we have light attack, we have heavy attack, we have now a working defend button. So you defend yourself, and then you go back to your normal position, right? However, now you're like, you know what? These are too many enemies. I want to run away. I hit run away. It brings me right back in because it's touching the enemy. So I think I need to maybe change that a little bit longer. And I think the way the person was talking about it in the tutorial is this. And I think this needs to be offset for longer than a second. So if we make it like 4 and try it again, I think that is the offset. Right? So if you do this, that is it, right? Yeah. So that gives you time to run away now. I just couldn't remember if that was exactly it or I had removed the feature, right? That's all. Because he talked about it here with the room, right? And
The battle won't be triggered
this.
again. So in the assets, let's go into OBJ Battle Switcher. Here let's add an event. Under Other, I'll add the room start event. This event runs whenever a new room has started. Let's add a condition to make sure that this is not the battle room, so it only triggers for game rooms. In that case, I'll set alarm 0 to 60. Let's add the alarm 0 event now. Here I'll simply destroy the instance. So when the switcher comes back into a game room, 1 second later it will be destroyed. Now we can finally run the game and test this. Go near an enemy, touch it, and the battle begins. Click on the run button and you're back in the original room.
Yeah.
The problem now is that
So
the game room
it was
has
definitely
restarted.
this.
It has
Stinky
forgotten
homeless.
where we
Stinky.
were when the battle started. To fix that, go back into GameMaker and click on your game room, which
Yeah,
for
we already
me
made it
is
like
room
it's
1.
already persistent.
Go into the properties and enable the persistent option. This way it'll remember where everything was when you leave the room and come back.
Yeah.
So now
So
in the game, if you start a battle and come back, you will be right where you were when the battle began.
that was it. Oh, I was playing. Oh my god. I'm not showing the video. All right. Anyways, lapse of memory there, but this was it, right? So Wade talks right here on the video. He talks about it. This now is the correct area, and I need to put a comment or something here so that I remember it. The problem was I couldn't remember. I was like, is there an offset to X and Y? How is it that when you go back and you immediately get pulled back into the room? It was because this was not set for very long. So we're going to just call it adjust to change delay on back to battle room. All right. So now we have everything, right? We have a, let's make this bigger. We have a light attack with the animation right here. They go through their sequence. We have a heavy attack where that red circle is. That'll be another animation. The other ones that are not added yet are going to be the attack animation on top of the enemies, right? Then we also have defend. My energy is low. What do I need to do? I need to go into defend mode and replenish some energy. So you hit it, it creates a bubble, you replenish energy, and then you come back. When you use that, though, you lose your turn. While the enemies are attacking, that's basically when it's replenishing your energy, right? So now you're back out. You can do it again, replenish, full thing, you're good. And now we have runaway, and it's 4 seconds before it pulls you back in. So it gives you a moment to run away. And we have the battle loop. No damage or anything yet, but that's okay. It's okay. We're getting there, right? Yeah. It's an odd way to do it, but I mean, it works, right? Just kind of have to remember how it works sometimes. And my brain is foggy coming back from the work trip. Yeah. All right, I put a little comment thing in here, so now we'll remember where it is in the future. Right? All right. So now the idea is I need to do a couple things. We're going to make it I'd like to make it I'm going to add the backpack back in. Right. We're putting it back. I need to adjust it so that the backpack doesn't look like it's a head or a face from some Bart Simpson Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing. But it's there, right? So let's see if I can fix my attempt at a backpack. This is it. I think I know, right? It's a Bart head with a mask on that makes it look like some Bart Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing. It was supposed to be like, this is the top of the bag. This is like paper sticking out of the bag. It does not. It does not. At all. Now you see it too, right? Jeebin? Yes. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's exactly right. It is not the icon for a backpack. It is the icon for Bart Simpson's wearing a mask. All right, I think if we delete some of this, like, let's get rid of this. There's the bag. Let's also delete these buckles. Let's do that. All right. Now I think what we need is maybe it to be a little wider. If we bring this down, we might be able to draw regular straps on it. Like up there and up and over here. Like that. So now you have a backpack strap, right? And we'll do the same thing here. Like that. Then, if I want like a black with it, let's do to there. How's that looking? A little better like a backpack. And we'll do the same thing like here. There. So now we want to fix the pouch. We're going to delete the pouch out. And all right, so now that is the bag currently. We need to fix this bottom because it looks a little weird. If we do this and add like that. There we are. Hey, welcome back. How you doing, hipster? How is your weekend? And thank you. I have fun. Like, I enjoy work trips. I enjoy taking trips. But it's nice to be back. Because you get off routine. You're like, oh, you can only do it for so long. And you're like, I didn't have like a laptop, like personal stuff with me. So it would have been nice if I did, but also I had no time to do anything. I had zero time to do stuff, right? Yeah, I think that's a little better. No, you don't, because then you are away from you. Yes. And Jeepin goes into eating cheese and cracker mode. That's pretty much it. She goes into like eating cheese and cracker mode and not doing things and hanging out here. And apparently she gets injured while I'm away. She's like, I don't know how it happened. She was swinging from the rafters at work, dropping in on people's desks to fix things, and then disappearing because she's a ninja. But she got hurt along the way. Yeah, it's tough. Right. I know. But it was nice. For a little bit. All right. Is this looking more like a backpack, or have I developed some other type of creature now? I think we're getting there. Right? That's the base of my backpack. All right. Getting there. Perfect. All right. Now, what we're going to do is this. We'll get rid of our look there. Okay. Let's turn that back on. There we are. We want to fill this in. You're good. You're just getting it over a head cold. Yeah. Over 7 days. That's a while. When I got back, like, because of the airplanes and all that stuff, when I landed on Friday evening or afternoon, I was exhausted. I wasn't feeling the best. I was a little worried. Like, I don't normally get sick at all. I was a little worried. I was like, oh, I picked up some, plague or something from people on the plane. So I didn't stream yesterday because I was like, for the first time in a while, I actually slept in sleeping in terms of Jeepin'. I did. It was a couple hours of extra sleep. That's how you caught COVID, was on a plane? Yeah, the planes are just like infection zones. So... All right. We are going to attempt to now create a new pouch. And go from here. So the pouch is going to come out like this. Oh, maybe too much. Like there. Like that. Or maybe we do want it here. I think we do want it there. Now, do we want it to have like 2 layers? Like levels to it? So we can make it a lighter color like it is up top. And just kidding, we're not doing that one. Let me make black across the bottom. So we'll do this and there and like that. Does that kind of look like a pouch? Hamster, maybe round out the bottom shadow a bit. Are we talking about like this back here? Okay, so that, by rounding it, you mean like rounding upwards onto the pouch? All right, how's that look? And remember, like, we're seeing it in detail. It's going to be small, like this. All right. I think it looks better as a backpack than the previous image of the Bart Simpson wearing a Ninja Turtle mask. That's the only way I can explain it. So I think it looks a lot better. I think we'll go with that. It does look better. All right. Yeah, you missed it. The previous one literally looked like, oh, we need buckles. Looked like a Bart Simpson mask, like head with a Ninja Turtle mask on. So there. That can be a clasp, right? Okay. So let's go. Oh, you want to see the original? I still have it running. Here's the original. Like right here. That is the Bart Simpson head. Yeah. This. Like right here. That's the Bart Simpson head with a Ninja Turtle mask on as a backpack, and it didn't. Once I saw it, I was like, I can't unsee it. I have to fix it. So now we're going to turn it off, run it, and see what it looks like in the game. And I think it'll look better. So let's stop it, restart it. Wait for OBS to catch up. There we are. Well, I see a problem. I don't know how well you can see it on stream, but the top of the bag does not see this line very well because it's currently black behind it. It's not always going to be black, but it just doesn't see it very well right now, which is fine. I think it's fine. We'll leave it that way for now. It doesn't look like a face anymore, so it's not going to be bugging me. We'll come back to look at it and at some other point, right? There, that one is solved. So we now have working buttons. Oh, I don't have this as an active button though. Let's make that. So object backpack. Is not if you press I want it to work with the mouse as well. So I think what I need to do is all this. right? We're going to move that over to the backpack. Let's make this a little smaller here. I can't tell. Are you talking? I hear her laughing over there. She's having secret ninja conversations. All right. We're in the backpack here. Let's do that. If mouse press. So we have a couple things we're going to do. If you press I, what happens? And if you hit click on it. So we're basically making it like the other buttons, right? We're going to have a left pressed. What does it do? We are going to do left pressed. Right. You're chatting with Silver about the mommy incident. Yes. You will forever live with the autocorrect mistake. Did anyone grab the clip of the mommy mistake? No? Because that would be funny. All right. If we left pressed, oh, this just says left. Left press? Was that not right? This says left pressed. This just says left. What the hell? Key press left. That's not what I want. Go here. Key down. Mouse left pressed. That's what I want. All right. Let's start seeing if this works. Stop it. Start it. What's up, Arwen? Hi. All right. If I hit I, it brings up inventory. Okay. It is making 2 copies of inventory. Oh, I know why. All right. So we're getting there, right? But now we have it so that it brings it open. I have it duplicated somewhere. If we press I here, if instance exists, object inventory, destroy it. Otherwise, create it. That should make it so it doesn't. But it is. And where let's look at my inventory. Well, all right, let's check something. If we're here and run out here and we hit I, it only opens it in one place. So why inside the game room does it open it twice? We got one up here one down here. Well, thank you for the follow. So we want to double check this. This is inside the battle room, and it's causing it to make two of them. Is this not working properly, right? So if keyboard check pressed, I, right? Let me make this a little bigger here for a minute. All right, so when we come through here and we do rest, right? You can see it's creating a second version of it up here. Not just here. And this is the one, I think it's creating it here, up in the top corner. Right? Because if I hit I, and if I click it, it's doing it for the click as well. It shouldn't be doing it for the click. Well, in Object Battle Player, I do not have the code to call that the inventory, but I do in player. So maybe it's duplicating it here from here. And just to, well, it's not, I'm going to have to restart it if I do that, but that's all right. Right. So, all right, we're going to start it, restart it, because I think I understand what's going on. We're just going to come out. I doesn't do anything here, but I does something here. Oh no, you doubled it up again. It's definitely the inventory stuff. All right, so let me redo what I turned off, because it is not this code. It is, but at the same time, like this shows the exact same stuff. Why? If hovering and mouse check button, image index 1, otherwise image index 0. I don't think we need that. Well, maybe we just don't need this whole hovering part. Maybe I don't need this in here. All right, let's get rid of that, and we will see. Hit I. Okay. So it's still duplicating it. Well, and it works fine if I'm not in the shop, or I mean in the battle room. I don't know. But I think that might be it for today. Just wanted to get a couple hours in. Need to take a break, do some other stuff, and then I'll get back to this later. But today, Jeepin, are you streaming today? What's she streaming? Or do you know yet? Guild Wars 2? Okay. So JP and Annie will be streaming Guild Wars 2 later today. So if you like games, keep an eye out for that. But I think we're at a good point. I know it's not working. That's okay. I'll come back to it later today and try to see what I can get done. But for streaming, I will be here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, back to our normal time, and it will go for a couple hours again. So let's see who is on, and everybody can hang out and talk to someone new. Who do we have that's doing game dev today? I see a bunch of people on that are on my list, but everybody is playing some sort of game today. Why? Why are they all playing games? What about... I know. Yeah, everyone's doing game. Like, it's Sunday. Everyone's like, you know what? We're just going to play some games. But we are going to go in and visit Barnaky and see what they're up to, right? Like I said, I know my bag stuff's not working right, but that's okay. I'll get back to it later today. I do have a few things I need to get done, so now is a good time to take that break. And don't forget, GB and Annie will be streaming later today. She'll be playing Guild Wars 2. And then tomorrow, I'll be back at 7 a.m. Mountain Time and the cooking stream.
I'm going to play that by ear.
I'll let you know in the morning whether she has her cooking stream or not because of her shoulder. So it may be too hard to move around that fast and do stuff. So... anyways, I hope everyone has a great Sunday, and I will talk to you all later. So let's go ahead and start this raid, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye now.